Maine, a land of rugged independence and ancient rhythms. Beyond the postcards of lighthouses lies a wilderness where the largest deer on earth and a tiny resilient berry work in silent harmony. We journey into the pine tree state to see how the moose and the wild blueberry protect the delicate balance of the North Woods and the health of our planet. From the jagged, fog-draped coastline to the deep, pine-scented interior, this is a place where nature has written its own rules for thousands of years, and where two unlikely heroes quietly hold the entire ecosystem together. Stand at the edge of any dense Maine thicket at dawn, and if you are patient, you will witness something extraordinary. A massive bull moose, weighing close to 1,500 pounds, moves through the undergrowth with a grace that defies its size. It pauses, strips a young birch sapling clean of its leaves, and moves on. This is not destruction. This is architecture. The moose is the forest's master gardener, and with every single bite, it is engineering the skyline above it. These animals are what ecologists call heavyweight grazers. A single adult moose consumes up to 70 pounds of vegetation every single day. That staggering appetite is precisely what keeps Maine's forests from collapsing into a tangled, impenetrable wall of fast-growing hardwood saplings. Left unchecked, those saplings would form a dense canopy that smothers everything beneath them, blocking sunlight and strangling biodiversity. The moose prevents that from ever happening. By thinning the understory, moose allow light to reach the forest floor, and that single act triggers an entire cascade of renewal. Wildflowers bloom. Native shrubs take root. Young evergreen saplings, the future pillars of the North Woods, finally find the light they need to grow tall and strong. The forest becomes a diverse, multi-layered oxygen factory rather than a monoculture of shade. Think of it as a natural pruning service operating on a landscape scale, one that has been running without interruption for thousands of years. Without the moose, the Maine woods would slowly lose their layered complexity, their resilience against disease, and their capacity to support the hundreds of species that depend on that structural diversity. By keeping aggressive undergrowth in check, the moose carves out space for sunlight to reach the earth, fostering a cycle of renewal that keeps the Maine woods diverse, resilient, and breathing deeply. Shift your gaze from the towering pines to the ground, and you will find Maine's second great ecological champion. Stretching across vast, low-lying barrens in a carpet of deep red and brilliant blue, the wild blueberry is one of the most quietly powerful crops on the planet. Maine is the world leader in wild blueberries, a crop that has grown naturally in this landscape for 10,000 years. These are not planted. They are managed. That distinction matters enormously. Because these berries evolved alongside the local environment over millennia, they are perfectly adapted to the acidic, rocky soil that would defeat most commercial crops. They thrive without the heavy chemical inputs that define traditional industrial farming. Unlike commercial high-bush blueberries grown elsewhere, Maine's wild variety requires minimal intervention, and because they rely so heavily on native bees for pollination, many Maine farmers have become pioneers of zero-pesticide, bee-friendly agriculture. The result is remarkable. These barrens function as massive, chemical-free sanctuaries for pollinators. Native bumblebees move freely through fields that have not been touched by the pesticides decimating bee populations across the rest of the country. This is not a small thing. Pollinators are responsible for roughly 1/3 of all the food humans consume globally. By protecting the habitat of native bees, Maine's wild blueberry barrens are quietly contributing to global food security. Maine's wild blueberries are a gift from the glaciers, shaped by 10,000 years of coevolution with the land. These fields serve as massive open-air cathedrals for the world's most important pollinators. The barrens and the birches are two halves of the same heart. The open space of the blueberry fields provides the moose with essential passage corridors during winter, when deep snow makes forest travel difficult and energy costly. Moose tracks crossing a frozen blueberry barren are not an accident. They are evidence of a landscape that works as one integrated system. In return, the healthy surrounding forest provides the shade and moisture the berries need to survive summer heat. It is a partnership of respect between the wild and the worked land, between the ancient grazer and the ancient fruit, both shaped by the same cold, uncompromising northern climate. From the towering crown of the moose to the humble wild berry, Maine is a testament to the power of nature's balance. By protecting the grazer and the grower, we ensure the Northwoods remain a sanctuary for the spirit and the planet. Maine, forever wild, forever blue.